Hello and welcome to the weekly Global Heartstream. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez, a professional coach, artist, and speaker who enjoys traveling the world, connecting with amazing people, and talking about the longest, most rewarding journey that you'll ever embark on, the 12-inch journey between your head and your heart. Through individual and group coaching programs, online courses, and live seminars, I teach a heart-centered approach to personal mastery, leadership development, and spiritual growth that helps people become the most loving, joyful, and powerful version of themselves. The Global Heartstream is a weekly dedicated space to help you reconnect with your heart, raise your vibrational frequency, and remind you just how powerful, loving, and amazing you already are. It's also an invitation to unify our hearts with the intention of bringing more love, compassion, and healing to a world that so desperately needs it. You can find out more about my work by visiting gabrielgonsalves.com, where you can also sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, and register for my upcoming seminars. And if you enjoy this Heartstream, please be sure to subscribe, like, or comment so that we can reach more people and help make this a more loving, compassionate, and heart-centered world. Hello and welcome to the Global Heartstream. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonzalez, broadcasting live this Wednesday, 11th of January. As we move into this year, already a week into it. Can you believe it? This first week is already gone. Hello, Cindy's Heart. Hello, Ellen Namaste Baby. Hello, Isabel. Hello, Mariette. Hello, Philip Glansman. Hello, Danny in Romania. Hello, Marilyn. Lovely to have you all here with us today. How are you? Happy New Year's if this is the first time that you are tuning in into this dedicated weekly space designed for us to come together, tune in, connect, and energize our hearts and elevate not only our own vibrational frequency, but also help elevate the frequency of our homes, our families, our friends, our loved ones, and therefore of the entire world. I'm reminded of what Dr. David Hawkins used to constantly say, that the best ways to change the world is by raising your own frequency, by moving into love, which is really what the essence of today's topic is. We're continue this month of exploring what the heart of a leader is all about. Today's topic is the way of the heart leader. We're going to be sharing some ideas of what heart leadership is, which is really the core of my work, the work that I've been called to do in this lifetime, or in this stage of my life, rather. Let me ask you, how do you feel about this first week of the year? How's it been for you? Can you type in the comment section one word that describes what your first week of the year feels like? I think that for me, if I had to type it in, and it would be grounding. Yeah, very, very grounding. I feel very grounded, felt very grounded this first week of the year. What about you? Let us know in the comment section below. And while you're typing in your answer, let me go through a few announcements. I want to remind you that the Heartstart 2023 guide, it's still available to download or for download on my website. I'm laughing because I saw Ellen's comment on the peak of my eye where it said laughable. So it made me laugh. Okay, keep them coming. So in case you missed the previous announcement, this is my free guide as a gift to you to help you consciously complete the past year and reflect over the experiences and look at where you can do better and what would it take to do that. And then also realign once again with who you really are, and then begin to open up to new possibilities for 2023. It's available as a free download if you come to my website, specifically if you go to this URL over here that I'm showing on this page, gabrielgonzalez.com/heartstart. Also, if you enjoy my guided meditations, weekly heart streams, and free offerings, and would like to express your appreciation, please feel free to make a donation in support of this work. You can find also the donations button in the description of this video or on my website. And finally, please like this video, share it, comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. It's one of the ways it helps other people find us. Many of you are here because you received a suggestion from YouTube to listen to one of my guided meditations, and then there was something about what you heard that really, really interested you and allowed you then to come to these gatherings or sign up for one of my courses or programs. Plus, whenever you're ready, here are 3 ways that I can help you become the best, most loving, authentic, and powerful version of yourself. You can enroll in the upcoming 2023 Heart Leader Certified Training Program. This is an 11-month certification program in heart intelligence coaching, small group facilitation, and transformational leadership. Or you can enroll in the Heart Mastery course, my intermediate group coaching program for people who are ready to do what I call the cleanup process of embracing their shadows, growing, strengthening their heart, healing their heart, and releasing and letting go of the inner blocks that keeping you from having the abundance, the love, the prosperity that you want. This is again happening or starting on March 6th. And then on March 7th, the Heart Warrior program, the Heart Mastery program, which is an invitation to basically just learn the foundational principles and practices of heart-centered living. Or you could also think of heart-centered living as love-centered living, because ultimately, remember that the heart, it's a metaphor that we use for love. Okay, this is one of the things that we discussed during the classes, that as one of the key foundational principles is that there are many different paths, but they ultimately lead to the same place. And so when we're speaking about the path of the heart, we're ultimately calling it or embracing that it is the path towards love, in the direction of love. Okay, so let's see what some of you shared with regards to what your year was like. Sorry, not your year, your first week of the year. Ellen says the first week of the year was laughable. So certainly filled with humor. Yours or God's humor? Because they're very different. Isabel says freedom. So she moved into the year feeling free. Mariette, challenges beginning to show up. Cindy, optimistic. Marilyn, she says COVID, grateful I'm not really that sick, just isolated. Okay, you're a late adopter, Marilyn. I was an early adopter. I remember where before we even went into lockdown, I had that experience, and yeah. So Ellen is corroborating with us is that the type of humor that she's been experiencing has been God's humor, not her own. That's the worst. Yeah, but when you start to laugh with God, that's when you can say you have transcended duality. And when you are in a more, closer to love, when you begin to see the absurdity of life itself. Danny says her first week of the year was friendly, lots of, I guess, company of loved ones, and the energy of new friendships. And Geraldine told she had the flu, so she's been taking care of herself. Globless says hello and blessings from Austin, Texas. Thank you for your channel, Gabriel. You're very welcome, Globless. You definitely have a glow in your hands, and I think that's a little heart that you have in that beautiful drawing. Yeah, that's wonderful. These are really beautiful and very powerful comments. Thank you for sharing where you are or what this past week was like for you. Well, if you felt that this past week went by really, really quick, all right, well, this is just a little bit of a preview of what you can expect the rest of the year. Just think about how quickly 2022 went by. Before you know it, 2023, it's going to be finished as well. We'll be moving into 2024, and you'll be wondering, oh my God, what happened with the year? But you won't be wondering what happened with the year if at the very beginning of this year you set the direction, which is what leadership is all about. When I first came upon this work of heart leadership or the heart leadership framework, um, I realized that one of the resistances that I had for a very long time uh, with being a leader was that I did not want to be a leader. It's like I avoided trying to be a leader. I think like almost all my life, every opportunity that I was given to like lead other people or be in a position of leadership, even though a part of me felt, grateful for the achievement, but at a certain level, I was not happy with it. I resented it because being in leadership, I found it very tough. I mean, I believe that I didn't really have what it took to be a leader. And it wasn't until I started walking this path and obviously became a coach where I started to realize that this thing that I do now and earn my living doing, which is coaching, in the olden days, before it was called coaching, it was called leadership. And then I realized that underneath every program that I was teaching and what this path of building a business around this topic and working with clients, running seminars, it was really an adventure in leadership, learning how to grow as a leader. And the key turning point for me came when I realized that it had very little to do with actually leading people or telling people what to do, all right, or taking responsibility over other people is one of the things that keeps a lot of people from really stepping into a higher level of leadership. Instead, it has everything to do with direction. One of the things I learned very early when I used to ride horses as an adolescent in Connecticut with Mrs. Emmons, who was my horseback riding teacher, was that horses canter right lead or left lead, right? So the canter, if the horse is leading with the right leg, right front foreleg, you can say, okay, the horse is cantering right lead, or if it's going to the left, leading with the left, so it's going left lead. So I started remembering that and realized that it really all has to do with your direction. Okay, leadership is synonymous with direction. So with that, let's dive into today's topic and let's unpack a little bit of some of these concepts and ideas of what a heart leader is. Well, I suppose this is a kind of a dictionary type of answer that you can find. One that actually came up with my own. It says, what is a heart leader? A heart leader is someone who coaches, guides, and supports others through their personal transformation from the place of courage, compassion, kindness, and love. And it's an awareness or it's a capacity that you develop, right, by mastering 9 specific skills. And I will briefly name them here today. Okay, now another way in which you can say this exact same thing that I just said is a heart leader is somebody who follows their heart and helps other people do the same. It's a different kind of leadership style. You could say that right now in this world, there are 2 primary leadership models or archetypes that that are out there. We have what is called a thought leader, or like the guru that's on the stage that's kind of saying to you, I know what's best for you, like do what I did. Like I know best, basically. So they will give you their model, they'll give you their framework, and they'll invite you to do exactly what they do. But here's the thing that's, I believe, is wrong with that model, is that what may have worked for somebody else will not necessarily work for you. Why? Because you're a different person, you're a different soul, you have a different mission, you have a different set of experience, you come from a different culture, your situation is entirely different. So you can expect that what worked for somebody else, the thought or idea or belief that worked for somebody else, will work for you. Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't try it. My point is, what may have worked for somebody else may not necessarily work for you. What was somebody else's direction or path may not necessarily be your path. In fact, Joseph Campbell continuously reminds us that if you're following somebody else's path, then you're not following your path. This is where the heart leader comes in. The heart leader is somebody who chooses to really tune in, connect, and really start listening to their heart and the deeper longing or desire that wants to be expressed. Remembering that, as John Stiley here reminds us, that our heart is a connection point, communication point with the soul. So when you start following your heart's calling, you're following your soul's calling, in essence. And then as a result, you begin to then to move in what direction. This is what initiates the journey of heart leadership. You beginning to follow your heart. You beginning to really to listen to what it is that you're longing to experience at this moment, at this stage, which is why when we go into the guided meditation process, I'm going to invite you to ask that question. What is your heart longing most for right now, this moment, this period of your life? Okay, because that will begin to inform you. So it's a process of inquiry, as you can see. Okay, it's not waiting for somebody else to tell us where to go, but it's really connecting with your own inner sense of wisdom, your own inner truth. And so the heart leader, instead of saying like the thought leader, I know best, the heart leader says, you know best. I know best for me. You know best for you. So the heart leader then is to point you in the direction, not of where they're going, but it's to point you in the direction of your own heart. Okay, this is one of the tricks or tools that I teach during my coach training program. Oftentimes when you're working with somebody as a coach, oftentimes we get this question. Okay, well, what do you think I should do? What would you do if you were in my place? Questions of that nature. And very often I reply to that question with another question. And I say, I don't know. What does your heart tell you? What does that still small voice within you tell you? And so what I do is then I bring it back again into the heart of the other person so that then they can gain greater clarity with regards to that. And if their direction somehow matches or is in alignment with the direction I'm going and they want to come along, then great, wonderful. And if not, then that's also great, wonderful. And so a heart leader is in essence somebody who's following their heart. In fact, the journey of leadership, as you're about to see, begins the moment you start following your heart. A course of love, reminds us in just almost like the first few opening lines that in order to be a leader, you must first learn to follow. And I think the actual quote is, true leaders must first learn to follow. And that's the essence of what we're speaking here about. All right, so if you've been with me the past month and a half or so, you may recall that back in November, we explored this thing that I call the path of heart mastery, which is in essence what will ultimately lead you to become the kind of person who's not only following their heart, but also helping other people do exactly that. Let me take you through this very quickly. All right. The majority of us begin this journey towards the heart by being completely disconnected from our hearts. We're operating more from the mind. And then as a result, we're still dormant, and we're on the stage of what I call the hermit. Okay. So we're living in the safety of a world. We're living in the prisons of our own mind. But something happens that eventually wakes us up. Okay. Sometimes through pain, through time, sometimes through inspiration, um, sometimes through revelation. And then we move into the heart. We begin to move into a paradigm of greater connectivity, connection. And that's when then we initiate the journey into the heart and realize, wow, I'm not separate from everything and from everyone, but I actually exist in relationship with everything and with everyone, with nature, with my friends, with my family. Every thought that I have, every feeling that I have is affecting the totality. And I'm also being affected and impacted by other people's feelings and thoughts, not to mention their actions. And then as we begin to dive deeper into the heart, inhabit the heart, listen to the heart, we start to realize that there in the heart, there are also shadows, there are wounds, there's trauma, right? There are blockages, there are parts of the heart that during the years that we retreated into the mind became blocked, became wounded, right? Places where the light could not get in. And so we realize, wow, I have these unexamined beliefs, old emotions, traumas, and feelings of unworthiness, what Tesh Steiner calls the core unworthiness. And so it's realized, okay, it's time to start then bringing in more light into the heart. It's time to start healing my heart. And as a result of bringing in more light, raising your frequency, moving more and more and more into love, you start to realize there's a greater sense of unity, that you're not only just connected and in relationship with everything and with everyone, but that you are one. You exist in unity, and you also exist in relationship. And then the more you let go, through the process of letting go and surrendering of that which is not you, that which doesn't belong to you anymore, the more your vibrational frequency rises, and you start now to move into this fourth stage that I call the leader. And this is where then you begin to see in unity God or the presence of spirit or life itself everywhere. And then you begin to see every act, everything that you do, no matter how small it is, like brushing your teeth, cleaning your house, helping somebody, you see it as an act of devotion, of service to spirit itself. So this is the space in which most leaders or heart leaders are operating. They follow their hearts. The journey towards following their heart led them to establish a deeper connection with all of life, to heal their hearts, and then to, in essence, rise up to the point where they say, okay, I feel it's my duty, after having traveled this journey of healing, to help other people along this exact same journey, to help other people also follow their hearts, heal their hearts, and ultimately experience this sense of unity and connection that exists when we are in relationship with life itself through our heart's connection. All right, and if you recall, it's what we're really doing. If you're a big fan of Dr. David Hawkins' books and work around the calibrated states of consciousness, where we're really talking about here is just the movement towards love and aligning with the energy or the vibration of this field that nurtures, supports, and cares for all of life. All right. So when you be aligned with that, and that's when you're vibrating at the frequency that nurtures and cares for all of life. So this is exactly what we've been speaking about, but from a conscious, calibrated consciousness perspective, which is the life work of Dr. David Hawkins. I highly recommend, for example, two of his books, Power versus Force, and the second book is Letting Go and the Pathway of Surrender. So the heart leadership framework that I have developed, which is designed to help leaders or anybody who feels called to follow this path, designed to help them develop 9 skills. Those 9 skills are here in this little graph that I'm sharing with you. So if you want to be somebody who's not only following your heart, but you want to help other people do the same, you need to first learn how to follow your heart. This is where we begin. The journey begins. The journey of leadership begins with following. And if you can see here, it ends with leading. So after you learn how to follow your heart, it's important that you also then learn how to start creating that life that you love. Okay. Because the moment you start following your heart, you're going to feel called to move in a specific direction, and you'll be telling yourself, okay, a new vision has emerged, but how do I manifest this? How do I materialize this? Well, you need to learn how to break that into projects, and you learn to stay in alignment and in right action with regards to that. So this is the next skill you need to learn. The next skill is mastering your emotions, right? Inevitably, one of the reasons why the majority of us don't manifest the life that we want is because the emotions get in the way, our old wounds get in the way, our own shadows get in the way. And so, as a heart leader, you must also be able to gain a certain higher level of emotional self mastery, what I called, and then also learn how to communicate compassionately. That's the next skill, right? Learn how to communicate courageously, authentically, empathically, and compassionately. And because you are helping other people, you also need to then learn how to coach from the heart. Okay, so how do you point somebody to their hearts? What are the questions that you ask them? How do you actually, you know, point to your son, to your husband, to your employee, to somebody that you manage? How can you invite them to establish a greater connection with their own self? Well, this is what coaching ultimately is about. It's the art of having a kind of conversation that creates a new awareness. It's important also, if you want to follow this path, that you learn how to enroll people, either in supporting you or in doing the things that you are suggesting, right? That in a way that it's done with integrity. If you choose to create programs to help people do that, it's important that you also learn how to sell those programs. Yes, also another skill that's really important is being very clear how people transform. Be very clear about the kind of transformation you want to bring into the world, which is ultimately your own transformation. Also, you need to be able to transcend your own self-imposed limitations. If you want to help other people break free from the prison of their minds, you need to have done that yourself. Otherwise it's the blind leading the blind. Okay. And then finally, you need to be able to lead others from this place of courage and determination. So this is what the path of heart leadership that I have, that I have created or put together in the form of a framework is all about. And these are in essence the 9 skills that I teach through my programs. That notice that one of the things that happens as a result of this program is, most people align more with their true self, align more with the bigger reason why they're here, align more with the divine plan for their lives. And then as a result of that, this awareness of what it means to be a heart leader then takes on a new and very specific shape and form in their lives. So I don't go around telling people what kind of leader they need to be or how they have to live their life or what they have to believe in. It's like, no, we'll go through the workout. I'll take you on a journey. But then I'm going to ask you, what did you learn on this journey? And what is your heart asking you to do? And what would this look like in your ideal world? So it is you who's choosing that direction for your life. Okay, so this is the essence of what heart leadership is all about. And so as we go into today's guided meditation, I want to invite you to become familiar with the affirmations that I'm going to be using during the guided process, so that we anchor them in the left brain, in the rational mind. And then when we put in the music and become very still and unify our hearts and our mind and create that state of coherence or wholeheartedness, then we can really engrave it deep down in the unconscious mind, deep in the heart, and ultimately remember the greater truth. So please place a hand over your heart if you haven't already done that. Take a deep breath into the middle of the chest. Let out a little sound like that. Gosh, I really needed that breath. I feel like I've been nonstop talking. Once again, deep into the heart. One more time. Deep inhale into the heart. Now, please repeat the following affirmations after me. I now choose to take full responsibility for my life's direction. I am confident in myself, my talents, and my abilities. I now choose to listen to my heart and follow my inner wisdom. It's easy to speak my truth, be myself, and fully embrace others. My compassionate heart helps me build deeper relationships. I surrender my fear of failure, comparisons, and self doubt. My heart is always open. Love guides me every day. Great. I invite you to close your eyes now as we move now into heart time. It's heart time on the planet. It's the time now to dive deeper, establishing a deeper connection with the center. The heart represents the center of our beingness. Everything in this physical universe has a center. And in most systems, the center is the place from which all arises. We attune now into the center within us, the space within the middle of the chest, where the heart is, but that is more than the heart. It's an energetic center we call chakra, but it's also the innermost awareness. Our connecting point with the energy that powers our life in which we breathe and have our being. We begin now to breathe straight into the heart. Breathing slowly, deeply, and nice and even so that the inhale and the exhale are approximately the same length. As you breathe in and out, it's easy to let go of any unnecessary tension in the head, the neck, and the shoulders. We give ourselves permission to open and let go. It's easy to embrace what is and allow thoughts to come in and out, to welcome physical sensations and feelings. As we begin to ground ourselves more and more, in the center. If you were to draw a circle in a piece of paper, and then draw a little dot in the center of that circle, imagine that that is your heart. And that the rest of the white space around it is the totality of life itself. Breathe into that center. Welcome any feeling that arises. Offer it the center. And as you breathe in and out, allow me to speak the following prayer of gratitude on your behalf. Dear God, our Heavenly Father and Divine Mother, thank you for the gift of this life. Thank you for everything that makes this meeting, this moment, possible. Thank you for all the healing that I have received. And for all the new opportunities that are knocking at my door. In the name of Jesus the Christ, the presence of unconditional love, which is my own holy Christ self, and the Christ self of everyone here today, I call for the divine light of love to enter our hearts, that it may shine in all the places that need healing. May anything and everything that is keeping me from listening to the voice inside my heart, remembering the truth that lives deep within, be dissolved by the power of your love. May every person here today experience this healing in a way that is perfect and ideal for them according to the divine will. And may this healing also be the healing of our family and friends, our clients, our students, anyone that we are connected to. May this healing also be the healing of the world. For this love, for this light, for every moment, I give thanks. To all our spiritual teachers and guides, we give thanks. For the opportunity to come together in this moment to unify and energize our hearts. We are grateful. And it is so, and so it is. Amen. For the next few moments, allow each breath to guide you deeper and deeper into your heart. Following each heartbeat until the place from which it originates. Remembering that beyond ideas of right or wrong, there's a place where the living Christ or the presence of God resides. It's a place deep within us that speaks from love and from truth, because it's always united with the truth and the love of God. It is a place of guidance and direction, because it's your own source connected to the source of source. Allow yourself to rest, to be fully embraced by this infinitely loving presence that lives within you. See, feel, and imagine this divine embrace. from this sense of wholeheartedness or unity between the heart and the mind, I now declare, please repeat after me. I now choose to take full responsibility for my life's direction. I am confident in myself, my talents, and my abilities. I now choose to listen to my heart and follow my inner wisdom. It's easy to speak my truth, be myself, and fully embrace others. My compassionate heart helps me build deeper relationships. I surrender my fear of failure, comparisons, and self-doubt. My heart is always open. Love guides me every day. Feel the heart opening even more so, allowing its luminosity now to shine within you and all around you. Allow this radiance to heal, harmonize, and transform your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body. Radiating compassion to yourself. Radiating compassion to every person who is on this circle here today. Radiating compassion to our family and our friends. Radiating compassion to everyone in this world. Knowing that as you give of your compassion, you receive compassion yourself. Forgiving and receiving are one. In the name of the Father, in the name of the Mother, in the name of the Son, and the Holy Spirit. In the name of the Sacred Heart of Christ and the Immaculate Heart of Mother Mary, I call for an increase of light force and divine love in all the hearts of everyone who's here present today or watching this replay. May the presence of God increase in each and every one of us as much as heaven's law will allow. May the cause, record, and memory of all of that which keeps us from listening to our hearts and following our heart's directions be dissolved by the power of forgiveness and love. May every pattern of thought or belief system that is based on lies, lack of limitation, be dissolved by the power of God's truth. May we all be set free by the power of divine love. May this be the truth of our lives and everyone we love. May this be the truth of every sentient being in this world. And so it is, and it is so. Amen. From this place of greater connection and unity with our hearts, we ask, what is my heart longing for? What's missing from my life? What new direction do I feel called to follow or to embark on? What is my heart calling me to do, to be, or to experience? We take note of our heart's calling. We take note of our heart's truth, choosing to remain open, available, and receptive, even after we close the computer and we return to our work, knowing that something powerful, something wonderful has happened here today, as we have increased our connection with our source, with our center. Giving thanks for what has been revealed. Giving thanks for this life, for this moment, for what is. We begin now to come back into the full awareness of our time together, choosing to stay present, choosing to bring forth into the next moment this feeling, this grounding, this vibration. As we open our eyes now, begin to once again become acquainted with our physical reality, taking a moment to check in with yourself. So let me ask you, what new insight, realization, or awareness are you taking away from today, from our time together? If you're in the space and you would like to, I'd love it if you can share it in the comment section below. I find it very useful to know that, how are these guided meditations that we do every week affect you and touch you? What are you getting from them? Okay, my beautiful friends, we're now reaching the end of our time together. I want to take a moment to appreciate and thank you for being here with me today, for bringing your heart, for lending me your ears as well. And not only that, but also I believe that if you're here is because you are a heart leader. And that you know also that your presence here today is not only helping you benefit, but also it's helping, as I said earlier, the totality. For within the heart we find that place of unity and relationship with the whole. When we come back next week, we're going to continue on this topic of the heart of a leader. And I'm going to be sharing with you the 9 laws of heart leadership. These are, you could think of 9 lessons that I have learned after not only following this path, but also being a teacher of this path of heart leadership. So it'll be happening next Wednesday, January 18th. I want to remind you again that if you haven't had a chance to download the Heart Start free guide, you can still download it. It's available on my website. It's the perfect tool to help you complete the past year and move into this year with greater excitement and hope and optimism. If you would like to receive notifications about upcoming Heartstreams, I normally send an email out 15-20 minutes before. You can subscribe over on my website as well. And as always, if you find these guided meditations and weekly Heartstreams useful, and you would like to express your appreciation, feel free to make a donation in support of this work. Okay, let me see where some of the comments that came. Mariette says she's walking away feeling hopeful. Michalina Newman says, what a lovely meditation. Hi, Michalina. John Stiley says, from my heart to yours, much love, Gabriel. Thank you, John. John, I feel with you what you're going through. I have experienced what you're going through many, many times. And I cannot emphasize this enough. You're not alone, and you will get through this. And the key, I believe, is remaining in your heart. I find that more often than not, these stark night of the souls that, that we call, it's an invitation to let go of what you thought was giving you love on the outside, and learn how to find that within. And the only place where you can find the light again that will quench your darkness is within the heart. So keep going. Keep going through the darkness, keep being with the darkness, keep surrendering into that darkness, staying present and knowing that it is often at the end of these deep, dark moments when the light then begins to shine. Isabel says she's walking away feeling more connected and accepting of the truth. Ellen says, keep breathing, clarity on the way. Geraldine says, hope of new adventures. Michelina says, I feel comfortable and the increased energy of the divine life in my heart. Beautiful. Marilyn says, my heart is calling for connection, to open up and reconnect. All areas of my life some areas of my life have been shut down for years. Thank you, Gabriel. Love to you, Isabel. Light and love, says Geraldine. Danny says, thank you so much for this meditation. Emily Freeman finally made me feel grounded in myself after days of living in my mind. Thank you, thank you. You're welcome, Emily. Miracle Girl. Michelina says, Happy New Year to all. Shelley, thank you so much. He says, John, I'm going through it too, so sending you extra hugs. See, John? Beautiful. You have more support. Gab, Michelina says, your meditation was the right medicine for my broken heart and lost heart. You're welcome. Okay. And then finally, hope. Michelina says, hope of healing and finding my purpose to follow is my takeaway today. Thank you. These are all really beautiful and very wonderful takeaways. All right, my beautiful friends, thank you once again for being here with us today, for bringing your heart and sharing it in unity where all is shared and we're giving and receiving our one. I look forward to seeing you next week. Until then, I wish you a fantastic and amazing week. Please take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all of my love from my heart to yours. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for joining me in this week's Heartstream. I hope you're walking away feeling more connected to yourself and your divinity, to the planet, to others, and to all of life. Please be sure to subscribe so that you can receive notifications about upcoming broadcasts. And if you would like to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the Heart Leader community, or register for my upcoming trainings and seminars, be sure to visit my website, gabrielgonzalez.com. Until the next time, please take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now.